Hey everyone! So I watched Star Wars last week and everyone was shocked by what I thought of it. So I decided to make this video just because I've been getting a lot of questions asking me why I felt the way I felt, and I just thought it would be easier just to get it all done at once. So here we go. So the reason why I don't like The Last Jedi, I think don't like is too weak of a point. I really despised it, and I'm offended as a fan that there was so much buildup and that is what they provided. It's a huge letdown, and it's very upsetting to me personally because Star Wars has been such a big part of my life, and for them to give us that and expect us to be okay with it, that's very offensive. And here is a long list of reasons why. So, start off with the opening title. Awesome. We missed that in Rogue One. Very happy to have it back. Shot of the ship, just like every other Star Wars movie. Again, awesome. Then what do we get? Humor. Now, I know that Disney likes humor, and I know that they did it in all of Marvel, which is fine when it is consistent, and it's been in every single Marvel movie. Now, when you're making a movie that has been part of this huge franchise that's been around for what, 40 years, and you're just gonna add in humor into that in a very serious, tense situation, I get it. Disney owns it for kids, yada yada yada. That's not okay. In A New Hope, the second that Han Solo, the #1 badass in the galaxy, senses that they're in trouble, oh, guess what? The Empire's coming? They're the real deal. This is serious. We are not joking about that. What does Poe do? Comes up, let's play a joke on the Empire. Yeah, it helped him, but guess what? That was stupid. They lost everyone. Everyone died. Come on, that wasn't smart. It baffles me. It really baffles me when you have that intense of a situation and you're gonna use humor to get out of it. No. That is not okay, and that is not Star Wars. Star Wars is serious. The Empire is serious. They will kill you. They will blow up your planet. They just destroyed your entire fleet. That is serious. That is not something to laugh about, and I'm not okay with it. Yeah, I laughed when it happened, but still, that's not Star Wars. Come on. Now with that little rant. So, the plot. Huge plot holes, very much lacking as to what the Star Wars standards are. I know that was lowered a little bit when the prequels came out, but come on, the prequels were all about how Darth Vader became Darth Vader. Yeah, it's gonna show his awkward teenagers. That's never fun. We got the prequels. We gotta see Yoda fight in a lightsaber battle. We got to see it with Count Dooku, General Grievous. We got to see Obi-Wan and Anakin face off. That was awesome. The rest of it we kind of deal with. Now in this. Alright. I need to take a minute, cool down. Okay. The plot. What was it? Because I'm really interested to know what the heck was the whole point of that movie. So, yeah, bad guy trying to find Rey, or mainly Luke. They'll deal with Rey, but they want to find Luke. Okay, cool. Rebels, let's get away from the bad guys. Yeah, okay, cool. What else is supposed to happen? Because I don't know. That's not a good plot for a movie. You know, it's kind of like, let's run away, let's run to them. Let's run away, let's run to them. Let's survive. Okay, there you go. Let's survive. Rebels, they survived. Got that. Good, cool. What was Rey doing? She's trying to learn the Force. Didn't see much of that happening. You know, she cut a rock in half. Cool. She went into the dark side tunnel. You know, she saw her past, future, all in one. Cool. Didn't make much sense. When Luke went into that cave, we didn't understand it at the time, but guess what? It did make sense because he didn't want to become his father. Bam! Right there. Answered question at the end of the movie, because then you find out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. This? Nope. Nothing. Guess what? Spoiler alert, if you didn't see the movie, you had like, what, 2.5 weeks to do it? Go watch it because I'm about to talk about it. Yeah, guess what? Her parents are no one. I mean, if we can even believe Kylo Ren, because I'm like, come on, it's Kylo Ren, he's pretty weak. I don't trust his opinion on anything, nor would I trust any information coming out of that kid's mouth. Yeah, her parents are no one, so the whole past and future thing we see doesn't make any sense. If they're gonna clear that up in the next movie, I would really like to know what the heck that was about. Okay, let's see. Where's my list? All right, no plot, humor, yeah. Okay, weak villains. Now this is a big one for me because I believe, and it always shows in movies, that a hero is only as strong as their villain. When you watch Star Wars, guess what? The first, like, 5 minutes of A New Hope, guess who you see? You see Darth Vader. What does Darth Vader do? He kills everyone. And he doesn't spare anyone. He kills everyone. You're answering his question? Well, guess what? He's gonna kill you anyway. You know what? You're gonna try to, like, you know, just be taken a prisoner of war. You're gonna die. They all know that, and they still, you know, try to fight him. He is evil, the embodiment of evil, him and the Emperor. Guess what? They will blow up your planet and they will kill you. They will torture you for information and they will just destroy anything you ever loved. What does Kylo Ren do? My daddy and mom didn't pay attention to me. Luke tried to kill me. Yeah, get over it. Smallest violin in the world, Kylo. Yeah, I do not feel sorry for you at all because you know what? You had the two badass parents in the galaxy and you had Luke freaking Skywalker as your teacher and you couldn't amount to anything? You had to go find this old deformed Sith Lord who doesn't do anything in both movies except for bark commands at people? I mean, come on. Who wrote this? Really? I mean, Snoke doesn't do anything. I don't even consider him a villain because he just sits there and, like, does magic tricks. That's all he does. His entire throne room, I mean, when you look at the Emperor's throne room in Return of the Jedi, he's literally watching as he takes over. Like, that is awesome. He's just sitting there watching everyone die and he's just reveling in it because he's that evil and he's that consumed by the dark side. What does Snoke do? I'm gonna have red drapes and guards that do all my fighting for me. How lame. Oh, and also, what a great way to sell toys. Let's just advertise it. You don't even get to look at space. You get to look at the toys right there. Great job, Disney. Yeah, so Snoke sucked. He's reading Kylo's mind, who is by far probably the easiest person's mind to read. And you can't see that he's gonna do the thing with the lightsaber. Like, come on! Come on! If you're that much of a Sith Lord, you would have gotten that! Luke could got that! Leia, who is not trained in the Force even the slightest bit as any other character, could have seen that. Like, come on. Just, I'm so angry. Just, yeah. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yeah, let's get back to Kylo Ren because I hated him in the first movie and if possible, I hate him even more now. So, let's see. Yeah, like I said earlier, two badass parents in the galaxy. I mean, you have Han Solo and Princess Leia as your parents? Come on, you are set for life. Princess Leia, she is a goddess. I mean, she is so strong, she can stand through anything. She watched her entire planet get destroyed in front of her. Guess what? She still stayed strong. She got tortured by her psychotic father that she didn't even know was her father. Guess what? She's like, all right, my planet got destroyed. I just got tortured. We're getting out of the Death Star and we are gonna go save everyone. We are gonna blow this up because we got the plans for it. You go, girl. You take care of business. And guess what? She takes care of business in every movie she's been in. Awesome. Okay, that is your mother. That is the mother figure in your life. You are not going to tell me that Princess Leia raised that little wimp. No. Princess Leia would have raised a good kid. And even if he did turn to the dark side, because you know he has that in him because he's still 1/4 Anakin, she would have whipped him into shape. Not like physically, but you know what I mean. She would have taken care of business. She would be a good mother to her son. He would have been there watching her, seeing how she did everything, seeing how a galaxy is meant to be run and taken care of, learning politics. Princess Leia is awesome. And then he's got Han Solo. Guess what? Han Solo is a badass. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, but he is. He is. Shh. Dang, I cussed. this whole thing is gone. He is a badass, okay? Like, the badass in the galaxy. He made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. He speaks Wookiee. Like, come on. It's Han Solo. And you're telling me that Han Solo raised that wimp? Come on. Han Solo and Princess Leia together? No, it doesn't make sense. Oh my god. I mean, if you would have told me, like, yeah, you know, starting off in Star Wars, if, you know, Luke or Leia, you know, their parents are both out of the picture, they're raised by, like, you know, different, Luke is, like, half aunt and uncle, and Leia, like, adopted, that would make more sense. But no, you were getting raised by the two most powerful people, aside from Luke, oh, him too, because he helped, in the galaxy, and that's what you get? No, no, no. That doesn't make sense. Also, Kylo Ren should be a lot older because Han Solo is, you know, like 77 years old, and Princess Leia is not much younger. So, yeah, that means that they had a kid in their early 50s? No, because Kylo Ren is like my age. No, 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 no. He needs to be a lot older. The only reason I think they had such a young guy is so that, you know, they can keep making movies and he's not gonna, like, you know, be old. And they can have that weird Rey and him twin thing going on, which still doesn't make any sense, but hey. Plot holes, plot holes, plot holes, plot holes, plot holes, and it drives me absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure it drives every fan out there crazy. I just need to stop. Alright, now on to the whole Finn and Rose thing. Like, okay, what was that? You have Finn. He escaped the Empire. He is trying to help Rey save the galaxy. He has a good mission. You know, it started off strong, you know, they were trying to give Rey more time to, like, develop as a character, but they were still, you know, having him as that, like, you know, side character to help Rey out. Okay, good. He's not a sidekick because he's got a little more status because, you know, there's a little bit more character development. I was excited to see that. I, you know, thought that Finn and Poe, you know, we were going to learn more depth about them and who they are. You know, kind of maybe throw Lando in there. Maybe there's a little relation. I don't know. But what I saw in this movie, I was really let down. I was, like I said, really looking forward to seeing what Finn was going to do. And you know what he did? He started off strong. He's like, I got to go help Rey. I got to go. I'm getting off this ship. I know we're in trouble, but she needs help. I need to go help Rey. You are a good friend, Finn. You are good. You go help Rey. You do that. And then, you know, he runs into Rose. She's upset. Her sister died. Okay. Girl, you are in a war. People die. You and your sister both knew what you were signing up for. Yes, it's gonna hurt. I have sisters. I would be in pain too. I would cry if they died. But you know what? Ellen and Emily, they are both strong girls, and I know that they would be okay. I know that if one of us died, the others, we would hurt, but we would still stay strong. Leia watched her entire planet get destroyed in front of her, and she was still strong. Rose, you go, girl, for crying. You know, you felt that. You have that emotional connection. We all felt for you. But come on, no, you could have been so much more than, like, comedic relief. It's not your fault, girl. You did a good job. Your acting was phenomenal. They really let you down with whoever wrote the script and whoever wrote the story, because your guys' storyline, it really had, like, nothing to do. You didn't even accomplish what you were trying to do the whole movie. You didn't. You went to the planet. You didn't find the guy. You found Del Toro, which, I mean, come on. Did you not know he was going to betray you? You found him in prison, like, really? And then, I get it, you know, they wanted to show, like, you know, the kids that were, you know, just kind of on this planet and how they're suffering, but, you know, some of them have the Force, showing that it's like, you know, it's everywhere. The Force is everywhere. Everyone has the Force, but not everyone is strong enough with it to use it. So, it was good to show that, but it didn't need to be there. It really didn't. If you just cut out all of Finn and Rose's scenes, the movie, it would be shorter, and, you know, the same thing would have happened still. Because, you know, Rey still made it on the ship. Rey could have, like, done whatever it was that they were doing. They didn't even get to do what they were doing. The only reason that the rebels survived and got to the planet was because that general cut through the ship. Yeah, going through hyperspace isn't like dust and crops, but you sure can do a lot of damage. And you know what? That lady did it. Cut Finn and Rose out of the movie. Just keep Finn in, like, you know, the life tube. Slept through the whole movie. Han Solo did it. He slept in carbonite through half of the Return of the Jedi. And still fine. Yeah, they could have just done that. But no, they had to do this, like, weird little other plot. And it didn't add to the movie. Like, it didn't make me feel anything except for, I guess this is a good scene for me to go use the restroom while I'm sitting here in the theater because nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna see anything with Luke. I'm not gonna see anything with Leia. Han Solo's gone. I'm not gonna learn anything there. Kylo Ren isn't on the screen, which, I mean, it's painful enough to watch that, but at least, like, you know, maybe that's moving the plot somewhat. But yeah, I was just really, really let down because Finn was starting off as such a good character. And I really feel like they did him and Rose a disservice by making that whole plot thing happen. And then throwing in Captain Phasma in there, like, come on. Nobody was scared when she was about to kill them because everyone knew that they were going to get away. I was not for 1 second afraid that they were going to die because, you know, girl, you did awesome in Game of Thrones. You were an awesome character in Game of Thrones. But in Star Wars, yeah, Captain Phasma doesn't do anything. And, I mean, when you can hear her coming from, like, a mile away, it's not scary. It really isn't. It's awesome that we have a female stormtrooper. Great idea. Horribly executed. You should get the woman that directed Wonder Woman to direct the next Star Wars because then maybe when you have, like, such, you know, strong, like, warrior woman, it'll be awesome. So, Rey. Let's talk about Rey. In my opinion, Rey really didn't have to be in this movie. She did not do anything to the plot. Her and Kylo Ren's weird little mind meld thing it didn't do anything. It really didn't because Kylo didn't change. He made absolutely no character progress. Her talking to him had absolutely no effect on him. I don't know what it did to her except, you know, be more disappointed that he didn't turn to the light side. It was about Luke and Kylo's relationship. Rey did not have to be there. She was like the intermediate person playing telephone between them. He said, she said, he said, blah, blah. It really didn't matter. I mean, you try to introduce this character who's going to be the new main character of Star Wars. You know, she's strong with the Force. She grew up on this desert planet. Who does that remind you of? Strong with the Force. You know, she can battle Kylo Ren, even though she, like Snoke said, never even picked up a lightsaber. She still beat him. He's supposed to be, you know, the most badass in the galaxy, but he's not. He learned in the first movie. Very disappointing. Yeah, Rey, like, didn't do anything. When she was doing her Jedi training, you know, Luke, that scene with Luke where he tells Rey, you know, she's on the rock, she's feeling it, you know, she can sense the dark side. He's like, you went straight to the dark side. The only time, excuse me, the only time he had ever felt that power was with Ben. I really hope he was talking about Ben Kenobi because there is no way that he can say that he was that afraid of that power from Kylo Ren. You faced Darth Vader and the Emperor. Both of them are just... No. Kylo Ren does not even measure up to half of either of those two. Darth Vader was the most powerful Jedi that ever lived, and you're telling me that you were more afraid of Kylo than Darth Vader? No! Kylo Ren doesn't do anything compared to Darth Vader. Kylo Ren is not nearly as strong in the Force as you or Darth Vader or Darth Sidious. It makes no sense. You should not be afraid of him. He is a child. All you have to do is use the Force and, you know, go... Stop it. You're strong and wise, Luke. Come on. That is not Luke. That is not the Luke Skywalker that I grew up with. Luke Skywalker. I know I'm supposed to talk about Rey. I'm going off on tangents. Rey, then Luke. Okay, here we go. Everything I said about Rey, you know, yeah, then we find out that her parents are nobody. I don't know how I feel about that just because it was, you know, like this big lead up and you're expecting her to either be a Skywalker or Kenobi. I'm still rooting for Kenobi, even though Obi-Wan was very strong with the Force. He was not nearly as strong as Anakin. And for Rey to be as strong with the Force as she is, it kind of makes more sense, you know, because, you know, Kylo Ren, he is only a fourth of Skywalker, so he only has a fourth of Anakin in him, so it would make sense that Obi-Wan's spawn would be, you know, maybe the equal to that, but still that's a very long shot. But I was still hoping for more. It kind of is like, you know, yeah, raise a nobody, you know, like she came from nothing, she literally came from nowhere, and she like built up, and you know, now she's this strong Jedi. That's awesome. You know, I just have this like personal connection with it, so I'm like, I'm kind of biased. I wanted her to be related to someone because that would be cool. But the idea of her rising up from nothing and still being this strong and coming from nowhere, that's cool, because, you know, that's kind of like Anakin. Anakin was a slave. He had nothing, and he took over the freaking galaxy. That's awesome. You go, Rey. You know what? If what they said in the movie is true, and you really, like, your parents abandoned you, and you raised yourself, and you came from nothing, and you're still that good of a person, good for you. That is awesome. If that is true, then the character development for you, even though you didn't really do anything, it was just all what was said to you, then I'm still disappointed, but maybe they can redeem you. There's maybe, just maybe. I hope so. I really hope for your sake that they do, because the buildup in The Force Awakens was so much, and then this was a letdown. I really hope they redeem you, because you were such a good character in that movie. Alright, now on to Luke. You're telling me that Luke Skywalker, the guy who Star Wars started with, you know, he was on this planet, he wanted to get out, he wanted to go be someone and save the world, and he did. He did. He was stuck on Tatooine. The entire Star Wars originals were about him escaping Tatooine and becoming this awesome Jedi and saving the galaxy from the dark side. You're telling me that that guy that did all those amazing things, that went from one side of the galaxy to the other to save the Resistance, to save his sister, to save his best friends, to save his father, is the dude that's just chilling on a planet in the middle of an ocean, excuse me, on an island in the middle of the ocean? No, that's not Luke. Luke would never do that. Luke would have dealt with Kylo. He would have been like, you know what, Ben, I felt the same thing as you. I was your age once, and I had this, like, this evil inside me that was, like, from all my resentment, from, you know, being abandoned. My father was a psychopath. He cut off my hand. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. You can't even complain because I went through a lot more than you did, but I feel you. You know, they could have had that bond, and they really could have done something, and he could have taught him to be a great Jedi. So there's no way that Luke faltered that much, because Luke stayed strong. When you watch Return of the Jedi, and, you know, we're all afraid that he's going to turn to the dark side and, like, join his father because, you know, he wears black the whole movie. He had a little scene with the cave. He's got to be resentful because, you know, losing limbs left and right. You know, we all felt, you know, maybe Luke's going to turn. Maybe he's going to go with his dad. But he doesn't. He stays strong. He saves his dad. He's like, I would rather die than become what you became, Dad. And that strength in him went through to Vader, and he could see how his son was in pain, and he, you know, he went back to the light side. He killed the Emperor. He spent his entire life knowing this man who was like a father figure. Obi-Wan was like a brother. The Emperor was like a father to Darth Vader, and he killed him to save Luke. That was a huge thing. He brought balance to the Force. He killed the Emperor. Darth Sidious died. And Darth Vader did that for Luke, because Luke was so compassionate. He was so strong with the Force, and he was strong enough to know that he didn't need to use it to save his father, that his love could save his father. And that was Anakin's gigantic struggle throughout all of the Star Wars movies, was that Jedis are not allowed to love, but that love that a parent can have with a child is stronger than anything. That family bond, and Luke brought that to Vader. So it shows that a Jedi having a family is okay, because that bond, it can withstand all evil. And that bond should have been there between Kylo and his parents, between Kylo and Luke. Luke should have taught him that. Like, that should have been the #1 thing that Luke was teaching those Jedi. And Luke, knowing that, that's what he would have done. Any Star Wars fan will agree with me that that is what Luke would have done. He wouldn't have tried to kill Kylo. He wouldn't even kill his own father, who murdered millions of innocent people, who blew up planets, who choked people probably because, you know, they breathed funny next to him. I mean, Darth Vader with the breathing thing. Like, he would have not even thought for a second to kill Ben. So whoever wrote that, you really need to go back and watch Star Wars. You need to look into the deeper meaning of what it is, of what the Force is. Because what we saw, what you said Luke did, that is not true. That is not Luke. I refuse to believe that. And what I watched, that's not real. That was someone trying to make a movie to make money. That was not someone trying to tell a story or trying to convey the message of right and wrong or what the Jedi stands for. And it's really upsetting because Luke would have never tried to kill Kylo, and even if Kylo had that little speck of Anakin that did get tempted by the dark side, because it's okay, we're all tempted at some point to do something we're not supposed to do. And when the going gets tough, sometimes it is easier to take that path. And excuse me. And it does make sense that someone that young and that vulnerable would probably try to take the easier path, because the dark side, it always will be the easier path. It's so much easier to use it to, you know, to your own will than it is to try to do the right thing, because the right thing is really hard to do sometimes. And for Kylo going through the struggle, and then this guy, like, you know, whispering in his ear, like, hey, like, I got all the answers for you. I'm gonna make your life better. Yeah, sometimes it is easier to go do that. I mean, we've all been teenagers, except for those that are too young or are teenagers. We all know what that is like. And for Kylo to go to that, it does make sense. But coming from the background that he had, the people who raised him, he should have known better. They should have told him about his grandfather and about what Anakin went through and about what Anakin did. Knowing the past, we still get taught the past. We get taught history because we need to learn from our past mistakes so that way we do not make them again, so that way the future is better. That is what they should have done for Kylo. And knowing Leia, not just Han, Luke, and Leia, knowing all of them together, they would have taught him that. He would have known. So he would have never gone and listened to Snoke. The second he started hearing that, like, you know, the little snake in his ear, he would have gone and told Luke. Or, you know, with the Force, how strong Luke is, he would have sensed it. Leia would have sensed it. Han, he's very intuitive to other people. He would have known. They all would have known, and they would have taken care of it. They would have nipped that thing in the bud. They would have been like, hey, Ben, I know you're going through some things, and it's hard right now. All of them have stories they could have related with him, but you know what? No. And this whole thing about, you know, Leia sending him off to Luke, you know what? That makes sense, because you know what? When parents have jobs, what do the kids do? They go to school, and then they come back. You have spaceships that can travel at light speed. They're with Luke right now? Okay, that's cool. Kylo's with Uncle Luke. He's learning. You know, he's learning the Force. Yeah, that's great. Okay, he can come home. Or, you know, if it's like one of those, like, you know, extended trips, holidays, I know that they have them, he could still come home. They have holographs that they can call each other on. He could have still talked to his parents. They could have talked to him. It makes absolutely no sense. I feel like it was written by someone who had this idea, and I want to compare it to The Room, which is really bad, but I was watching this review on The Room and how it's something that makes sense, like, you know, it's like something that you do on a day-to-day basis, but it's not actually something that humans do, like the things that you do or say in that movie. And I think it relates a lot to this, because if you look at it, yeah, okay, yeah, he could turn to the dark side. Hypothetically, yes, that could happen. But given the people that he was raised by and the situation that he was in, knowing all of the history and all the people that are surrounding him, teaching this kid, no, it wouldn't have happened. And the only way that it would have happened is if someone did turn to the dark side and he was betrayed by that. But even then, I still believe that a child that was raised by Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Luke Skywalker wouldn't do that. I mean, and the reason that they gave for it, it doesn't make sense. It would have never happened. Luke is stronger than that, Leia is stronger than that, and Han is stronger than that. I mean, Han Solo let his son kill him. He knew that that was what he had to do. And okay, we all know the truth. Harrison Ford wanted to be killed off after the first Star Wars movie, and he badgered George Lucas, and George Lucas was like, no, you are the most badass character in Star Wars. You need to stay. Everyone loves you. Everyone's going to be mad when you leave. And you know what? He dealt with it, because you do not leave when George Lucas tells you to stay. You do not. And so he stayed. Guess what? The original movies were awesome. They were awesome. That's why all of us love them so much. It's because someone like Han Solo was in them. Luke, Leia, Darth Vader. They were awesome. You're never going to get better than that. Ever. You cannot touch them. They are amazing. And when he died in that movie, it kills you, because it's not even for a good reason. It was because Harrison Ford got tired of playing Han Solo, which, how do you get tired of playing Han Solo? He's awesome. He's the #1, cool bad boy in the galaxy. You do not want to stop. I mean, yeah, okay, you are getting, I don't want to say old, but, you know, you're kind of getting up there. You're in the late 70s. I get it. You want to take a break. Cool. But if you're going to sign on for these movies, you need to know that people need to finish what they started, and you started something in us. I mean, I watched Star Wars when I was 2.5, and I have loved it ever since. And you are a big part of my life. Not just for me, but thousands, millions of people love Star Wars. And you need to understand that what you do affects other people. You deciding to be in a movie affects us. If a civil engineer designs a freeway wrong, that affects us because we drive on it. You as an actor, when you play a character that's going to be that iconic and that loved by that many people, you need to take responsibility for your actions, and you need to give us what you promised in the beginning. It's not okay. You can't just throw us through loops like that. It hurts. You hurt a lot of people when you died. Because we all know you just did it because you don't want to do Star Wars anymore. That turned into something I wasn't expecting to do, but you know what? I think it's something that needed to be said, because everyone that loves Star Wars feels that way. Everyone. So, the porgs. Let's just talk about the porgs. You know, we got all those stuffed animals and all the pictures of them, and you know, we're like, okay, they're kind of cute. They're like a pug owl. Pugs are really in. Owls are really in. That's great. Let's mesh them up in a creature and put them on a planet, because you know Luke does really great with cute little creatures. Okay. If you're gonna do that, you have to get the CG right. You have to. Look, you have Disney. You have Lucasfilm. You have every major 3D company, like the top 3D companies in America and overseas, because you know, yeah, making this movie, and you can't spend like an extra couple million making the porgs look better? I mean, come on. When you watch Avatar, you can see the pores on their body. You can watch Monsters, Inc., any original Pixar movie. You can see every little strand of hair. The porgs look like plastic. They look like plastic props. If you were trying to make it close to the originals, you failed, because even the Ewoks had real hair. That looked more real. You could have filmed people in costumes and then shrunk them down, because we all know you have that technology to do it, and then it would look real. Like, it would have been awesome. But you know what? We got these horribly rendered characters, and not even characters, little creature things. They were cute in theory, but the execution was bad. Come on, you got enough money to make that work, and you failed. Epically failed. A little kid can believe it, but they still are gonna know it's fake. When you watch other scenes of Star Wars and you see the creatures, even in the prequels when there was so much CG, they still looked good. I was a kid when they came out, and I watched it, and I thought those things were real. I mean, I knew that they weren't, but they looked real and I believed it. I knew that they weren't puppets. When I watched the original ones, yeah, we know Yoda's a puppet, but because of that chemistry between him and Luke, you believe it. I believe that was an alien, and I believed he was real, and he is still real to me this day. And those porgs, those were just a waste of my time. And the whole little thing that they had going with Chewbacca, I mean, if you're gonna have Chewie be in the movie, have him in the movie. Don't have him in 2 scenes. One where he's eating, just chilling on the planet, waiting for Rey and Luke to do their thing. And then at the end, when, you know, they're all celebrating because we survived. Yeah, no, I'm upset. And you could have done better. You really could have. And it's just upsetting. So, if I missed anything on Star Wars, let me know if you want to talk about it more, because I can make another video. I tend to ramble a bit, but it's just because this is something that I love so much and I am so passionate about it. Anyone that knows me knows that, and I love talking Star Wars. I really do, because it's awesome. Like, who doesn't want to talk about Star Wars? So, you know, for everyone that was wondering how I felt about it, there it is. It's not all that I feel, because I could literally go on for the rest of my life about Star Wars. Really could. But I mean, this video is already long enough as it is. If you want me to talk about anything else, feel free to message me or comment in this video, and, you know, maybe I'll make another one, or maybe we'll just message directly, whatever. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm out of breath. That was a lot. That was a lot of my heart that just went out right now. If you disagree with me, I do want to talk to you, because, like, really, like, I want to know your points. I do want to know your points. I'm going to have a hard time, you know, taking them in, just because, well, I just explained why I so passionately dislike this movie. But I do want to know the points, because I want to know what I missed. I have watched this movie a few different times, and there are a lot of, like, you know, movie mistakes, but this movie wasn't about movie mistakes. It was about me explaining to you why I did not enjoy this film. So if there's anything else I missed, or you want me to talk about it, yeah, yada, 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 I just said all that already. But, yeah, Last Jedi. Not happy. Not happy at all. Yeah, so, yeah, I really have been dying to, like, have this conversation with someone. I've had it with a couple of my coworkers, but you can never talk about Star Wars enough. So, have a great day, everyone, and may the Force be with you. Hopefully it's stronger than it was in The Last Jedi.